Hello, we're here in Aspen, Colorado with my great friend Carl Marci.
Hey Dan.
Carl, how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Can you tell the learners a little bit about yourself and your amazing record?
Sure, my name is Dr. Carl Marci. I'm the chief neuroscientist of Nielsen, which is a measurement company that looks at media and marketing responses. And one of the things that we've done over the years is really try to educate people that what we are consciously aware of is only part of what the brain is doing at any one time. So non-conscious processing is really important, and we've just developed some tools to capture that.
Fantastic. So what's new in the neuroscience of learning?
Well, there's a lot going on, and just to give you a little context, when I was an undergrad studying psychology, the mantra was use it or lose it. We actually thought that you're born with a set number of neurons over sort of development, and as an adult, that's it, and be careful with what you have because you're only going to lose it. Flash forward 20, 25 years, and now the mantra is keep learning, because we now know about neuroplasticity. What is neuroplasticity? It's this idea that neurons can actually grow at any stage of development. And there's one area of the brain in particular called the hippocampus, where this huge discovery occurred. And what's important about the hippocampus is it's really a memory center in the brain. And you can't have learning without memory. So when we learn something new, we're literally not only making new connections, under certain learning conditions, we're actually creating new neuronal growth. And that's really exciting.
So you're saying that recently neuroscientists have opened up the idea that we can learn much more, much faster. Is that much longer as you age as well?
Well, that it's a continuing process, right? From the time we're born. And keep in mind, as humans, when we're born, only about 10% of our brain is fully developed. That means 90% of brain development occurs outside of the womb. And that continues through adolescence, where there's this massive explosion of neuronal growth, and then over time things start to slow down. But that doesn't mean we stop learning and we lose the ability to learn. We're learning all the time. We're learning new information about the world, we're learning new information about our lives and as we interact in the world. And so formalizing that, I think, is really important.
So what do I do as a learner with this breakthrough insight about how the brain grows?
Well, I think the major thing is don't stop learning. And what I mean by that is whatever form education takes, whether it's formal classes or your own self-development, you really want to continue to use your brain. Think of it like a muscle, right? We go to the gym to kind of work out, and we now know that exercise is really important to our physical health. Well, it turns out it's also important to our mental health. So when we exercise, we release what's called BDNF, it's brain-derived neurotrophic factor, and that makes neurons more flexible. And if you think about learning and neuroplasticity as cells wiring together, well, if they're more flexible, they might be able to wire together a little bit better. So combining a healthy lifestyle with a lifelong learning tradition and habit, I think is really important for long-term brain health.
That's so exciting. It's like a whole new chapter in human development that we can go through life knowing this.
I think that's a great way to think about it, and I think people should be excited that we can continue to learn. And one final note is that if you think about dementia, and everyone's worried about this as the population gets older, one of the things we've also learned is that the more you learn at a younger age and middle age and continuing through late adulthood, that's a protective factor against different dementias. And so I can't think of another more important motivation for learning than trying to stave off some of the diseases of late life. So I think it's an exciting time.
It's a very exciting. Who are you again?
Dr. Carl Marci.
Okay.
Thanks. Was that okay?
Great.
I told you, I'm a one-take guy.